Everybody asks me what is the best cartridge for thick oil. So today we got some. I'm going to show you guys two different cartridge styles, which works really good for really thick oil or concentrate. This is pure solvent-free cannabis oil, and so it's real thick. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out today, and we're going to fill up a couple of those cartridges. Show you how easy it is. There is a process to it though. So this one comes with the glass syringe, and you can take the tip off. This has a couple different pieces. It's got the plunger, which you can push it out. There also is, I don't know if you can see that, there is some amounts. So it's like a precision delivery system on this. It also has a top here, which in general, which most people do is they take off the top, and then you can usually you just unscrew it. You can usually just squeeze it out from there. Now today the cartridges are a little bit on the small side, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the whole top off here, and it just snaps off, but you got to be careful because it is glass. Okay, you see how much thinner that is right here in the front here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this on the side. Okay, and then so that's ready to deliver in just a second here. And what we got here is our NXB5. Okay, the NXB5 is almost like a jewel style cartridge. It's an all-in-one. Okay, it has a battery. When this little LED will light up once you're inhaling. There's no buttons or anything. You just inhale, and it'll hit it when it stops. This is a good one. It comes also with a top. Now, once the top snaps on, it's really tough to get it off. So before you snap the top on, take a couple of hits just off the top like this. Make sure it works. Okay, so we're gonna put that on the side for now. It comes with this little rubber stopper here. Okay, and then basically you just kind of pull the rubber stopper off. Okay, put that one on the side. Okay, and then you just basically just have to insert the oil in there, put the rubber stopper back on. Okay, then you can actually take a hit just like this, which we'll show you in a second once it's filled. Okay, so we got the oil and we got this one here. Okay, now the one thing I was saying was that before we fill it up, let me take the top off here. All right, it's really thick. So what we like to do is we want to go ahead and we're going to heat it up just a little bit before we go ahead, and then you see how it fits in here. Now once we heat it up, we'll just squirt some a little bit on both sides, fill it up, go ahead and put the top back on. We want to test it first just to make sure that it works. So we're not going to fill up the whole thing right away. We're going to wait till we know and then make sure that it works, and then we fill it up to the top. Okay. Okay, so now we got this. I'm gonna leave this down here for a second. Now you could use a lighter with this one, but I'm gonna use the heat gun so that I can kind of control the temperature. You don't want to heat it up too much, but it is glass, so you can heat it up. I like this because you can control the temperature. Now you can see the bubbles, a little bit of bubbles that were in there coming out. It's starting to get hot, it's starting to warm up a little bit. We don't want to get it too hot. We just want to get it warm enough. Just warm enough so that when we put it into the cartridge, it comes out real nice and smooth. So you can see already that there's already kind of moving around in there, which is good. Which is good. Take my time because cartridge is should last you a while when you're using really good stuff like this. So this is a way of thinning out the mix and warming it up. And after it'll cool down inside the cartridge, but for now, you just want to make sure that comes out real nice and smooth. You can tell by how fast the bubbles are moving exactly how thick it is. So it's a way to see consistency. That's why I like these glass syringes. You can find these on our site too. This is one of our clients. He uses this on a commercial basis, and he sells it just like this. So we thought we'd show you guys what some other guys are doing. Okay, turn off the heat gun. I'll put that on the side. Put that on the side. Let's see, now it's moving a little bit better. Cool. I'm gonna do just a little bit more. It's already running nice. I want it too runny. Okay, I'll try that. Okay, so basically we're gonna, now the cartridge, the top is right here. We're gonna go ahead and see how nice it fits right in here. The oil fits really nice in there, and you can see the oil kind of coming out. It's a little slow still, but it's still coming out pretty decently thick. Okay, make it a little even on both sides. Okay, make it even on both sides so you can kind of see it coming out. I'll probably heat it up just a little bit more so I can get it real loose, but I'd rather be a little bit thicker than not thick enough, you know. So as you can see it coming into the bottom there, I just want to do just a little bit to fill up the bottom. Okay, so you see it, it's creeping down there in the bottom there. And I want to do that just to test it real quick. Before I fill it up all the way, I'm just going to give it a little test and put it in there. Okay, and then you can actually, if you watch the light, yeah, that works really good. Really good. And then once it works really good, you can go ahead, take the rest of it and fill it all the way to the top. So once you fill it all the way to the top, you're gonna get the get one like this. Go ahead, put it over like that. Okay, and then you push it all the way down. You push the top all the way down to snap it on, and then that's it. And it's an all-in-one. It's called the NXB5. This is a really good one. You know, people like it, especially if they're using concentrates and you don't like any fillers. People who smoke concentrates, THC concentrates, usually tend to want to smoke thicker, heavier stuff. So this is a good one. It's not a 510 thread, but it's more of like a jewel style cartridge, and you can also get that at the website too, at elegantaware.com. We carry this, the glass syringes and everything, but I just wanted to answer some questions on that. We do have one more, and that's the 510 thread one, and so this is more of a standard round cartridge that I'll show you here in just a second. All right, so let's talk about the 510 thread. This is the NXC1, and if you have thick oil, this is probably the most popular cartridge that we use. It's a C-cell type with the ceramic inside, and as you can see, they have 4 large holes on the bottom there. And what that does is let your thick concentrate go ahead and seep into the bottom. So that way, if you have real thick oil, which is, to me, seems to be the more favorite or more popular amongst the connoisseurs. Anyways, so you open up the top there. We'll leave the top actually over here, and with the same thing with the oil is you're going to want to warm it up, heat it up, and then once you got it nice and warm, you have it trickle down the side there, and it'll just go right into there. Now, if you want even more control, we also do have another tip. Now it's a little bit long for this one, but for a lot of the professional guys who do lots of cartridges, they'll put the tip on the end, and then they can put this tip down here in the bottom. Now this is the thing with using this long tip. if you do end up using it, there's going to be oil left in here. So some of the guys will end up shortening it, or making adjustments to what they need depending on what cartridges they have. So when you have a cartridge that maybe is a little bit thin on the top here, you can always get these from us. If you do end up getting some of these cartridges, I'll throw a couple in there for free. We also do have an extractor kit, and if you guys need that to kind of help you put that thick oil into that cartridge. Sometimes it can get messy. If you're just doing it for one, probably don't use a tip, and then you could just warm it up really heavily and then just let it seep in from the top. So a couple different ways. Once you put it in there, if it's your first time, I say just put it to the bottom, just about here, just past the holes, and then take a few hits. And then that way, after you take a few hits, you'll see whether or not your concentrate is working well with that oil, and if this is the right cartridge for your oil, because some people make them in their basement, some people buy them, some people make their own different thicknesses of the same oil. So it really just depends on your situation. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and ask us. At the end of it, okay guys, so what we're going to do this time is I'm going to get my heat gun, because I feel like I need a little more heat. Okay, so it's already lit. Just got to give it a second to heat up. And what we're going to do is we're going to heat this up. We're going to put the tip on it. And then we're going to also fill up the cartridge there. So as you can tell, you see the bubbles in there. Bubbles will start moving towards the top the more warmer it gets. See already the tip is going. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on here, so any excess will be in the tip, and I'll show you guys how it makes it a little easier to put it inside the cartridge when you got the tip on. So you can see the bubble moving. Oh, there it went. There it went. You seen it? We see the bubble going up to the top. Alright, it's getting nice and warm here. I like to use the heat gun because it has a lot more control. Yeah, so your concentrate is nice and warm now. You see that bubbles moving all around there. That's about all we need. Okay, so we're going to take this. I'm going to stick it in the bottom of the cartridge. And you guys see it filling up? Okay, you're going to be careful that the tip doesn't come out of it. You want to control the amount of... Okay, so it's 5 times to lock and unlock. Okay, that's actually locked right there. So if you accidentally hit it, you press it a few times. This is digital lock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That unlocks it. I like to use it on the green. You do have different settings. Green is a 2 volts. Press it 3 times. You'll get 3 volts if you like it a little bit heavier. And then if you press it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's 4 volts for the red. I like to use it on the green. At 2 volts, you can hold it down and it'll actually taste the same from the top of the cartridge to the bottom. It'll never burn your cartridge even if you hold the button down. It also has a function, a preheating function. So if your oil is really thick, or if you haven't used it in a while, or if it's cold, you can double tap it and then it'll start this preheating cycle. You know it's on the preheater where it's cycling through the different colors. And you can kind of hear it crackling. So that way when you take a hit, it's not like a cold hit. You're like burning the battery when you're holding it down, and before the oil heats up fully, the coil is just pretty much getting hotter and hotter. So usually with that, you press the green, hold it down. Pretty good. So I hope that answered some of your questions, guys, out there on the different ones for really thick oil or concentrates. I would probably favor these two to be the best. And also, guys, like I said, if you guys need precision storage, The glass syringe is also like really nice to have too. If you need it, any questions, go ahead and reach out to us at elegantaware.com or info@elegantaware.com, and we'll answer you within 24 hours for sure. All right, thanks guys.